And it's time now for our community update with Green Bay Police Chief Andrew Smith.
Now, Chief, you recently put forth a proposal to fine residents who leave their keys in their cars unattended, and this will now go to the Protection and Policy Committee. So tell us a little bit about what this proposal entails and why the department thought that this was necessary.
Well, we want to use it more as an educational tool than anything. Last year in Green Bay, we lost 108 cars. 50 of them, 50 had keys in the car, and 20 of them were running at the time they were stolen. And it's continued on this year. So we're seeing this trend continue. So one of the only areas in Green Bay where the crime is actually rising is vehicle theft. Now, they're not stealing them to put them on a shipping container to send them to the Middle East. They're stealing because they're cold and they want to ride in a car instead of walking. And it's mostly kids, and we can recover all the vehicles, but it's because people leave their keys in the car. We want to help educate them and use it as an education tool.
So why don't you go ahead and explain what exactly you are proposing?
Sure. The proposal is this. If you leave your keys in the car, you're probably going to get a warning for the cops the first time, but if you're one of those people that's a little recalcitrant and you just don't want to get with the program and you keep doing it, then the cops will have the option of writing you a citation, and it probably won't be $500. It'll probably be significantly lower than that, as a reminder or as an education tool for you and everyone else that this is what's causing people, or this is the opportunity that's presenting itself for people to steal cars here in Green Bay.
And of course, people often leave their cars running because of these cold temperatures, and we have really bitter cold temperatures on the way this weekend. So what do you as the department want people to notice to keep themselves and their friends and neighbors safe?
Sure. If you've got a remote start your car all day, run in your driveway all day long, nobody cares. But if you got the keys dangling out of the ignition and you leave it parked at the gas station, someone's going to take it. But remember, stay off the roads if you don't need to be out there, especially weather like yesterday. Always have extra jacket or shirt and gloves in your car, maybe a shovel to help dig yourself out if you get stuck. I pushed a poor woman out of the ditch off the freeway yesterday. She was down there, I mean, way down in the ditch, and we were able to get her car out. But that kind of thing happens all the time here in Green Bay. Just be smart about it and take the extra time to get to the place where you really need to be.
And the chief's proposal will be up for discussion on Monday. We'll keep you posted with that. Now, along with the cars, there were some juveniles that were recently arrested for breaking into cars. Why don't you tell us about that?
Again, all too often this happens in Green Bay. People leave their cars open, and it's an inviting thing for thieves to take. They'll pop open the car, they'll sit inside, they'll take whatever they can. We caught these juveniles 2 nights ago. They had broken into multiple cars in the city's near east side. We found them with things we didn't even know where they got them. One of them had a key fob from a BMW, you know, which he obviously didn't have a BMW, but he took it out of someone's car. I'm just glad he didn't steal whosever BMW that was. But they have property from place to place. Last year we caught some kids. We tracked them in the snow. One kid did something like 22 auto break-ins because the cars are open. They'll walk through the neighborhoods and check all the doors. If your car's open, they're coming in. Lock your door, leave your keys out, you'll be fine.
Now, switching gears a little bit, let's talk about the Catholic Diocese of Green Bay. They just released nearly 50 clergy names with allegations of sexual abuse of a minor. So you recently released a statement really encouraging victims of abuse to come to the department.
Right. Well, this is a disaster that's been going on for a century now. And there's only one place that's the appropriate place to report felony sexual abuse of children, and that's the police department. We have the experts. We know what we're doing. We've got people specially trained in forensics interviews. We can get to the truth of the matter, and you can trust the police department that if somebody does something wrong, we're going to bring charges against them, and they're going to go to jail for it. That's our job. And so if anything, God forbid, happens to my children, I'm reporting it to the police department. I'm not going to any other entity. I'm certainly not going to go to the organization that employs the person who's doing the abusing. Come to the police department, whether it's in Green Bay or the sheriff's or any other local agency. We're the experts. We can solve it. We can get to the bottom of it and hold people accountable, which has not been happening.
It's the best resource out there, so very good information right there. Okay, Super Bowl Sunday, February 3rd. Patriots taking on the Rams. Go Rams. Chief, we won't see you before Super Bowl, so obviously this is a time when people are going to be drinking. Cracking down on drunk driving, you guys are really going to be stepping things up.
We are. We're going to have additional officers out there. This is one of the big drinking days of the year, and unfortunately it's also one of the big accident days of the year. So we're going to have extra officers out there doing extra patrols. Do yourself a favor. Stay home and watch it on TV. Have all the beer or whatever you want. Go to a friend's house, have a designated driver, take one of the many different organizations that'll provide it, Uber, Lyft, there's a couple other ones out there whose name I can't remember. That's what I do when I'm going out. If I'm going to have a glass of wine or something, no sense driving, take an Uber, take a Lyft, take a taxi, have a designated driver, but don't ruin your Super Bowl or the rest of your year by getting involved in a crash or going to jail for OWI.
Have fun, but stay safe while doing it, and the sober ride is really the best way to do it.
And
Okay.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. There
Go
we go.
Rams,
Let's
all
go.
right.
Of course.
Go
Does
Rams.
anybody still like the Patriots?
No, we're done with the Patriots.
If you do, that's cool, but the majority of people, I think they're with LA on this one.
Totally with the Rams. And of course, you can catch the Super Bowl right here on Local 5 on February 3rd. G, thank you so much for joining us this
Great to see
morning.
you again.
We'll be right back.